A hooded man allegedly shouting allegiance to ISIS has stabbed a nursery school teacher in the throat in his Paris classroom around 7 a.m. this morning, local time in Paris. The attack took place before the children had arrived at a nursery school in Aubervilliers, just north of the Paris city boundary. Police are treating this as a terrorist attack. They said the teacher had been stabbed in the throat and the stomach by scissors and a box cutter, was taken to a local hospital, and reportedly his life is not in danger. Now, here's where it gets interesting and weird and disturbing. An eyewitness told police that he heard the attacker shout, "It is for Daesh. It is a warning." Now, of course, Daesh is the Arabic acronym for the Islamic State. And from everything we know about calling ISIS or ISIL Daesh, it is not a name that they like to be called, which makes me wonder, why would someone with allegiance to Daesh refer to that allegiance as Daesh as opposed to ISIS or ISIL? There may be a simple answer to that, but so far I don't know what it would be.
I think there is a simple answer. And some might speculate that this was not someone actually affiliated with ISIS.
That's the speculation.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think ISIS is an organization, especially the people they recruit from other countries, is an organization full of people who don't really understand what ISIS is.
And maybe the politics of the names?
Right. Dave, they appeal to idiots. They appeal to, to losers, to fools, and to people who I guess are just easy to coerce and influence. But it's an organization full of people who don't really understand anything about their religion or their mission or much of the world, I would say.
So for you, it's not an immediate red flag that a supposed ISIS attacker referred to ISIS as Daesh?
Not at all. I think this is probably just a misinformed idiot. I mean, that's like what a lot of them are.
The issue of teachers and ISIS is increasingly on the radar of authorities because the Islamic State publishes a French language magazine called Dar al-Islam, and it recently urged followers to go after teachers in France, saying they are enemies of Allah because they are teaching secularism. I don't really know that secularism is taught at the nursery school level. I guess if you talk to somebody from ISIS, ISIL, Daesh, they would say not teaching religion, not teaching Islam is a form of teaching secularism. I'm just guessing there. What will happen here and what direction might this go? There's every indication that this could very, very quickly escalate. And increasingly, we see public opinion on the side of taking decisive action against ISIS. What exactly that action would be and how to most effectively craft that action to minimize particularly civilian death, that's still a question mark that is going to be discussed.
Yeah, and also going after ISIS where they have the largest presence, Syria, Iraq, whatever, that isn't really going to, unless you somehow manage to wipe them out completely, it's not really going to stop them from recruiting people in other countries and having things like this happen. So
it has been a while since we saw a group this successful, a terrorist group like this successful at recruiting people over to their ideology via social media. And that certainly presents a new element that crosses borders. And ISIS is not limited by borders anyway, as we know, operating in numerous countries. So that's where things stand. That is the latest from this report from outside of Paris. Send me your thoughts on this. I'm on Twitter at @Pakman, and Lewis is on Twitter at LewisMotamedi.